All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So, Rich Eisen just had Tom Brady on his show, and of course, the question of Aaron Rodgers came up, and they posted a small little video clip about it. Now, I wanted to react with it with you guys. I haven't watched it yet, but based off of the title here, I'm expecting a pretty cool video. The title is Tom Brady Expects Great Things for Aaron Rodgers with the New York Jets. Of course, I'll leave it linked down below in the description box so you can go check it out. But before we dive in, I wanted to say that, man, when I'm thinking about whether it's like former coaches, former teammates, former players, current players, I think for me, Tom Brady's take on Aaron Rodgers, his honest opinion about it, really, to me, just my opinion, it really means a lot, because there's not many guys around the NFL that can say they're a first ballot Hall of Famer. Not many guys can say I have been absolutely elite with one franchise and then extremely late in their NFL career change teams and have massive expectations, dealing with all these different, it's a brand new situation, new coaching staff, new system. I guess in Aaron Rodgers' case, it's not super different as far as the offensive scheme goes, but you guys know what I mean. Different personnel, of course. There is going to be somewhat of a learning curve. So I think Tom Brady's one of the most interesting guys to comment on the situation, because he's been there and he's done that. And let's not waste any time. Let's dive right in.
Let me ask you, I guess, a pundit type question, Tom, and that's one of the many reasons why, you're going to be so set up to be good at this. I mean, because you can come at it from so many different angles. The drafty overlooked, somebody who snuck up on people and then became an all-time great, as well as somebody who went deep into your 40s so successfully. So Aaron Rodgers is now age 39, new spot, new team, something that you're familiar with, right around the same age as well.
Yeah.
How do you think he can keep it going to perform into his mid 40s as well as you did, set up knowing him as you do and knowing his regimen as well as you might? How do you think he might perform deep into his 40s, Tom?
I think he's going to do a great job. I mean, he's a tremendous player, great competitor. And I think this kind of breathes a lot of fresh air and invigoration into going to a different team and wanting to prove yourself all over again. And I think we all have that spirit about us that, when we started off in the NFL, we had something to prove and we wanted to go out there, and the team that drafted us, God, there was a lot of freshness to it, and you took it and you really attacked it. And I see that with him too, being a part of.
So to quickly stop it and kind of comment on the first section of it, I think I don't want to be that guy here, right? I don't want to jump the gun. I don't want to count the chickens before they hatch or anything like that. But look, it's June 2nd, but I think just based off of participation in voluntary OTAs, listening to Rodgers talk in press conferences and interviews, looking at how Rodgers is hanging out with the players outside of the facility in the field, going to Knicks games, going to Rangers games. I mean, he's all over the place. And there's been a pretty negative narrative about Rodgers. He doesn't like young players. He doesn't want to do anything he doesn't have to do. So the voluntary stuff, just wipe it off the map. He's not going to participate. Just doesn't really want to take the time and invest it in making sure the younger, I don't want to call them all core pieces, but making sure the younger guys know where they need to be. The Christian Watsons of the world, the Romeo Dobbs of the world last season with the Packers. We have not seen that whatsoever in the short months that he's been a Jet. It seems like he's really taking everybody under his wing, including Zach Wilson. So I think Tom is 100% spot on here. And again, I know it's so early. There's going to be adversity in the season. A lot of things could happen, but again, I think Brady's spot on especially when he said, a change of scenery this late, it kind of breathes life into the second chapter, if you will, of Rodgers' career. So let's move on.
In New York, and there's a lot of expectation there, and there's a lot of eyes, and there's a lot of media, and I think he's going to go out there and he's going to do a great job. And that division is very competitive with Buffalo, with the Jets. I think Miami's a talented team. And obviously New England, with the amazing culture that they've built over a long period of time. So Aaron's tremendous player, tremendous passer of the football. I've always kind of watched him and studied his mechanics and how he goes about things. But I think he's going to do a great job. And he's got a lot of talented players there too. A lot of young players that have a lot of speed, quickness. And I think when you look back at probably his most productive years, and he's had a lot of them, he's had great receivers, and those receivers, we all need great receivers as quarterbacks to be productive and prolific. And I think he's got a great opportunity to do that in New York.
So I like how right at the end there, he talked about not only just the weapons, but just the overall supporting cast around Rodgers with the Jets, because if we think back to when Brady went to Tampa, this was a team that had a squad of wide receivers with Godwin and Evans, and you look at the offensive talent, not only just at wide receiver and tight end at running back, but man, the offensive line. You look at that defense; they had studs all over the place. Plus Todd Bowles running the defense, so you knew it was going to be productive. You got Bruce Arians running the show as head coach, Byron Leftwich at OC. I mean, there's a lot of similarities between that Tampa Bay Buccaneers team, right, the year prior to getting Brady, and this past season, the 2022 New York Jets. Is it the exact same situation? No, of course not. I think the biggest separating factor is head coach, right? I think when we look at Robert Saleh, he's considered just a young coach in football. He's going into year 3, whereas Bruce Arians at the time, this is a guy who's had such a long football career, so much success, worked with numerous great quarterbacks, Andrew Luck, Peyton Manning, Ben Roethlisberger, already built up the Arizona Cardinals and then ended up leaving. So there is a pretty big difference there in just head coaching pedigree. But I mean, again, when you look at both squads, they were right on the cusp, right? Problems, turnovers, inconsistent play at the quarterback position a year prior, had a lot of positions figured out, felt as an organization like they were right there, and they just needed that one major checkmate at the quarterback position, just that major trump card come in. We just got a top 5 guy. Please lead us to the promised land. That's what the Bucs expected from Brady. This is what the Jets are expecting from Rodgers. We're not looking at 8 wins. We're not looking at 9 wins. It's a disappointment. If the Jets are in that range for 500 at the end of later on this year, I think I could speak for everybody here. There's going to be major disappointment. So again, I loved Brady's interview here, and I will say he's throughout the course of his career, he's always said the right thing and never not somebody to take not somebody to take shots at other players or anything like that. But no, Thomas seems super genuine here, and loved it. Love the short little interview here. So anyway, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. I appreciate you guys taking the time, and as always, go Jets.